I'm Chillmonger, and I'm not gonna buy Powerman Timeless.
Yeah, it's your homie Blue. I bought Power Man Timeless.
Today, we continue a conversation that started when I did that one video talking about sales and why I'm done with every Black Marvel character unless they're Black Panther or Storm. And I said that we should, instead of spending our money on the Black History variant this and the loser comic book character like Ghostlight Silver Surfer, we should just use that money to buy 2 issues of Storm, 2 issues of Black Panther, and we'd actually keep them from not being canceled at issues 10s and issues 15s. You think Storm is getting past 15? I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Storm will get past 15. It's a lot of, and this is what I mean. You have to create moments. Um, Storm is creating moments right now. Whether it's people talk about, oh, she was out here, you know what I'm saying, with Wolverine. Why she with Wolverine? A lot of people don't know. I hate to say it, Storm. And look, don't kill me, but Storm is a hoe out here. I'm sorry. She been that. That's what she is. She gets down. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's about. Sexual freedom. That's exactly what
Uh,
she's about.
I'm
Especially since she ain't married no more. What? That's what.
apologize for bringing up Storm. We're here for this comic book Power
No,
Man
I was done.
timeless.
I'm done on that. I'm just saying. I think reason I was saying that is moments. You got to have moments. Nothing becomes important or nothing becomes profitable, viable, whatever words you want to use. If it doesn't create a moment in time, hopefully Power Man creates that. I think it's a good read, a good book. But everything that we're arguing about, Black Panther was a moment. It created a moment. Like when Black Panther showed up in Fantastic Four, that was a moment that it created, and then people wanted to see more because they were like, "What the who the fuck? What is going on with this shit?" You know what I'm saying? So you have to create as a creator. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wasn't it a different time though when there weren't so many black characters or even characters to go with? So when a new character is created, he's one of maybe 30 or 40 characters that they've got. Now you create a character like Ghostlight Silver Surfer.
Mm.
Now you made a superhero who's one of 5,000 superheroes that they've got, or 500.
Right. No, and that's true, but that doesn't mean that you can't create a moment. You still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Because you said you were suggesting that if Ghostlight Silver Surfer, if that Ghostlight character did something so exceptional, he could
Mm.
translate into a comic of his own. Well, Timeless #1 is a comic that came out 2 years ago by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig. And
Yeah.
after Timeless, is just sharing.
Yeah.
After Timeless released, um, it says February of 2024. I thought it was before that, but in February, it was about this one character named Luke Cage from an alternate time, and he's got the power of the Iron Fist of Century and the Hulk and Iron
Mm.
Fist. He was
Yeah.
like a chimera. He had all that.
Yeah.
Kelly and Lanzig were the writers of that. Well, if we fast forward to today, the new comic book after that successful Timeless #1, right? People were curious about Timeless. It sold so well. He's getting 5 issues of a limited series. You see how that worked? It worked just like you said it would work, wouldn't it? Same writer, same creative. They're not top tier creators. They are getting paid peanuts, but they got the minimum wage over at Marvel, and that's why they like them. But Kelly and Lanzig, they're doing Power Man Timeless. Okay, it's
Right.
what you said.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, you create moments, you get opportunities. And I'm gonna tell you this, chill. We have our back for everything doesn't deserve an ongoing. Everything doesn't deserve an ongoing. Sometimes I just need to tell a story with this said character. You know what I'm saying? A creator comes in and they say, shit, give me Squirrel Girl, right? I get Squirrel Girl. I write the best story. They say, okay, you got 4 issues to get the story out. In my 4 issue miniseries run of Squirrel Girl, I do the best thing that I can do, right? Because Squirrel Girl doesn't deserve an ongoing. I don't think. Well, let me not say that. But as of right now, there's not an audience for Squirrel Girl, so I do the 4 issues. If Squirrel Girl, if those 4 issues develop into, oh shit, we might have something here. That next time I do Squirrel Girl could be an ongoing, or you know what I'm saying. I won't do it from the same 4 issue miniseries. I'll stop for a second, reevaluate, and then say, okay, Squirrel Girl #1, because we all know #1s is gonna create some kind of buzz, some kind of traction, regardless. So now I got Squirrel Girl #1, all new series, Squirrel Girl going for it. Hopefully, make it to 10, 15, like you said, and we can keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about pushing the button.
Just remember, Squirrel Girl did have a long ongoing series, and then remember that
Yeah, that one was at 80s.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
No, she didn't have a long. She had a long ongoing 3 years ago. Now that I remember.
Yeah, they hired a nobody, and the color artist used one tone on every page. It was a very cheap produced, but also didn't sell much.
Was that the same artist? Not to cut you off. Was that the
Yeah,
same artist who was drawing Exiles and everybody looked black for some reason?
was that
Everybody had
Derek
like black
Landy?
features.
Nah, it was Derek Landy, I think,
Nah, nah.
or something white. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Who cares? Who cares? That's not the point of this.
Yeah, yeah.
It did happen though. It went like nearly 50 issues of Unbeatable Squirrel Girl 4 years ago. Okay. Shoot, you said something about it. Ongoing isn't the marker of success. You said something like that. What?
No, I'm not saying that that's not. Well, yes and no. I'm saying that everybody doesn't deserve an ongoing.
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Would you dare say that about Adam Brashear Blue Marvel? Because he had a 5-issue limited series, supposed to go 6. They canceled it down to 5, just sales. Okay. We
Mm,
haven't seen him in it, and he's well regarded. Everyone liked what Kevin Grievous wrote.
mm.
You know, if my ear is to the ground, that's a beloved character. Comics Explained changes his voice every time. Let me tell you something about him. Like everyone loves this guy. He's
They
worth
do.
something more. We
Mm,
haven't seen him ever. How like I know that I noticed that and I take notes. I look at the data and I go, why don't I
mm.
expect Silver Surfer Ghostlight to do the same thing? And it did.
I,
Silver Surfer Ghostlight went nowhere.
I wonder. I wonder if it's politics. I wonder if they can't use that character unless Kevin gives them the okay to use that character. I really wonder that because it's like you shake your head, but nah. When Todd McFarlane got sued for using Angela, and he used Aardvark, like these creators who create, I don't know if who owns Blue Marvel outright. If Marvel owns Blue Marvel, if it was a what's that called? Pay for contract pay where you know what I'm saying you show whatever you do under the Marvel banner we own or not. I don't know if he did it that way because I know he's a good businessman and he's a comic book creator on his own right. So I don't know. I don't know.
Todd McFarlane's days was like in the 90s, and the relationship was different. The business, the paperwork was different. Everything is work for hire in Marvel. When Adam Blue Marvel came out, 08, everything was already a work for hire thing. Like everyone knows that they own your
Well, I
IP.
mean that's the industry standard anyway. Work for hire is the industry standard, but I don't because Kevin came out of nowhere and just did that. So I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just wondering. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm wondering if that's the case because you're right. Blue Marvel is beloved and everything like that. But um, let me ask you this: is Blue Marvel? And I meant to say this the last time we streamed about it. There's sidekick characters and there's leading actors and there's supporting actors, right? Everybody's not a supporting actor in comic books. Every black character don't deserve a lead ongoing role. Now, if you had that argument, I'd be right there with you. Hey,
Wait,
this person ain't a lead.
okay, but Luke Cage deserves it.
He does. Luke Cage is a lead. I believe Luke Cage to be a lead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Blue Marvel might be beloved, but as far as the dynamics of how he works in the Marvel universe, Marvel universe of comics, I don't know if he's a lead in that. He might just be the best supporting. I don't know.
Completely disagree. McFarlane worked on JB. Did you know that? What's JB?
JB.
Justice Batman?
Justice Batman. What the hell is that? Justice Batman.
He just wrote that to throw us off. Thank you, Alex. And then the
What?
sick horror Kingman says, "Who do you cast for Blue Marvel?" And I think you should be a little younger than he is in the comics. I like the guy who plays Ghost from Power. Is that Amari Hardwick?
Yeah. He wouldn't be bad, but you got to have the gray. You got to have him. He's got to be old and you got to think his whole premise is being a superhero during the civil rights era.
JB
You know what
is
I'm saying?
Johnny Bravo. We were supposed to know JB meant Johnny Bravo. All
Oh,
right.
I didn't.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex.
Like on the cartoon? I don't know. Whatever.
Is Luke Cage Nike Cage's stepbrother? Maybe.
Nick Cage. I think they meant Nick Cage. No.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that character was. Nike Cage. I thought, oh, that's cool. They maybe have a brand sponsor with the Foot Athletic Company. Look, Powerman Timeless is in stores. You collected it. You thought to yourself, what when you were saying, I'm going to give this my $5?
I like the first one. I like that storyline when they ended it on the cliffhanger that they ended it on. I wanted more from that character. I thought it was a dope way that they merged him and Danny Rand together, basically as one, and then they gave him Hulk, and then they gave him fucking Sentry. They made this dude the beast of all beasts. You know what I'm saying? And I think Luke Cage needs more development anyway. Like I like Luke Cage being the mayor. I don't mind. I think that's adding a little bit more layer on top of who Luke Cage is. In this, no, it wasn't in this. Luke Cage is also getting some shine in the Ultimates book that just came out too. And they added everybody who I've spoken to about that book loved that story. They was like, "Damn, this is one of the better storylines out of the new Ultimates comic books." You know what I'm saying? So I think Luke Cage is. If they put money behind Luke Cage, he gets the ongoing that keeps going. I believe so.
I want to welcome you into my brain and my mental state and how I think of things. The alternate version from another timeline of Luke Cage is not Luke Cage 616.
It's not.
The
No, it's
ultimate, yeah, and then the books from the Ultimates, that's
Mm-hmm.
another universe of Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling me, they're showing me a Luke Cage. They're showing me someone whose skin is dark, and we go, you like this Killmonger, right? You know, representation. And I'm going, there is no foundation here. It won't last. I know at the end of the 5-issue limited series of Powerman Timeless, he's gonna return back to his timeline. I've saved it. Maybe he'll interact with the mayor Luke Cage and say, "Hey, if you ever see such and such, or name your third child this," you know, he may have an interaction with Luke Cage, proper Luke Cage, and then this Powerman Timeless gets to go to where he's supposed to be from. None of it has foundation.
I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
I know it. Oh my God, Blue, I will cut my hair if this guy remains in the Marvel universe.
Listen to me, man. The reason why I'm saying I don't know, I just think that if anything, it just ends. He doesn't go anywhere. I think he just ends. We don't never see him again, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying.
On that? You want to put some hair on that?
Me?
I'm telling you right now.
I'm not. No,
choppy. If this
if
guy
you want to chop, you can chop. I'm not chopping. I'm not. You can chop.
If Powerman Timeless says it comes to a conclusion, the 5th issue, and this guy is still in the main timeline, or because right now the plot of the thing is he's in Marvel. Let me read it first.
And I don't even know what timeline. I don't think he's in the 616 because Danny Rand in this book. Spoiler alert: Danny Rand is dead, so I don't know if he's in the 616. It looks like he's in the 616. I don't know. Or you just saying he's going back to? It don't matter if he's in the 616. You just saying he's gonna go back to.
Everything returns to status quo. They're not using. What?
Yeah, I can see that. No, my bad. I was just agreeing with you. I can see that.
Then no bet.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I'm just saying. As I was reading, I was like, I don't think he's in the 616 with Danny, unless he just went to a certain point in time to where Danny Rand just died. But I mean, all the characters in it have their current costumes and stuff, but it's just Danny Rand ain't dead in the 616. So I don't know. Maybe this is 616 Bravo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But what I'm go ahead.
Those palm trees? Alex asks, what's that behind you in the window?
Yeah, palm trees, man. I got palm trees, pine trees. I got an oak tree over here. I got the river in front right here. Like, yeah, we good over here. Nice.
Oh, it's just
sunny.
the river. I thought it was the Atlantic Ocean. It's just the river?
I mean, the Atlantic is right there, but this is the river. It's yeah, But but no, to me, things like this should be used to ramp up a character. Because no matter what, I do agree with you. Things do go back to status quo. I'm not denying that. But if I use Timeless as marketing, if I use the Ultimates as marketing, I'm seeing is there viability in Luke Cage, one way or the other.
All right.
Luke Cage was a major player in what was it? The fucking Devil's
Reign.
It was big. I was just the one that just happened last year with Spider-Man and all them. Gang War. Gang War. It was Gang War. He was a major component in Gang War, right? They're showcasing him in this whole who is the new Venom. You know what I'm saying? I think Luke Cage is viable. He gained a lot of attention in that new Avengers run. What was that? 03?
Yeah, from then until
Yeah.
Bendis was finished in 2011, maybe
No,
when he
I'm
started doing
right.
X-Men.
Yeah, I'm just saying he gained a lot of more attention, more eyes on him. That's what I'm saying. I think if you
Okay.
put attention to characters
Yeah.
and have a marketing strategy, like I said, make a moment in time to where, oh, okay, shit, what's going on with said character?
Agreed.
It'll get people to buy. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, if you stop, then yeah, they don't go nowhere if they stop.
I just don't think taking an alternate timeline version of Luke Cage helps 616 Luke Cage.
It does.
Okay.
Because think of, okay, chill. Let's say you're the let's say you're the writer for the regular Luke Cage.
We can use
Right.
Ultimate Black Panther by Brian and Hill and regular Black Panther. We can use that.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, if done right, I don't think anything that's going on with Black Panther right now is being done right. I don't think they're giving a viable story. Nobody's latching on and saying that this story is something that I want to be involved with. You see what I'm saying?
Jed McKay had a pretty interesting issue 20 of Avengers when it was only Black Panther and he was like taking over this alternate world. That was something cool, but he was beating up a whole bunch of scrubs. But it was a
Right.
good showcase of
But
his
it was a
character.
good, right. It was.
Okay.
It was, and it got people saying, "What if it got people saying, damn, we need more of this. We need more of this, right?" And they read the comments and the letters and the notes that come in. I'm pretty sure they read them now. Are they going to act on them? I don't know, but they do need more of that. They need more showcasing of the Black Panther. They know he's viable. It's just who you like Tom Brevoort, all these people. They're just hiring bad people.
All right. I want to push back on something, and I'll get to Mike's comics. The most important feedback is the dollars. They canceled Black Panther at 15 when they had those Alex Ross covers. Remember that? Then they canceled Black Panther again with e-viewing at 10. I don't care how much positive and how much people like the outfits. It's canceled for a reason, and they're going to have to wait a little bit longer before they repackage Black Panther. So we're in the repackaging phase. Cody Ziegler, go write him with Miles Morales. Jed McKay, feature him on the Avengers. Let's show the audience of other comic books that he's a character, remind everyone, and then when we can get the stench off, we'll try Black Panther again. That's where we are right now. Okay.
But I mean, but that's, to me, that's protocol. That's just how it is. You have some that just Spider-Man's gonna work, Wolverine's gonna work, Batman gonna work, Superman will probably work. That's, even they can come out with the most horrible stories. Superman is just gonna say, just because of the elevation that they've gotten already. And that's what I mean by when you say just support these two. They already are elevated. Black Panther's only gonna do what it's gonna do. And if it only gets good, it got right, but it's only gonna do what it do. No more support is gonna make it do what it do, because that's it for Black Panther as of right now. That's it. It hasn't reached, Black Panther hasn't reached Superman, Batman status, and probably won't ever reach that status, no matter what. I just don't see it doing that.
I don't need it to reach that status. I just need to make sure that it's selling 12,000 units by the time we get to issue 10, so that we can get longer and longer. And that's
true. But I want to know this. Once it got to what issue, it got counted at what, 14, 15?
10. Recently, it was 10.
It was just 10. Okay. How much money did they make before they decided, all right, this story ain't going nowhere? Was it a story thing or was it a money thing?
Well, it's always a money thing. Unfortunately,
I don't think it's always a money thing.
Okay, we disagree. But the answer to your question is, I don't know the dollar figure. All I know is based off of ICV2, they'll say if it was a top 200 comic book or not, and it wasn't. It was always dwindling in sales and dwindling in sales. If I cross-reference that with Comic-Con back in the day when we used to have sales data, if I cross-reference it, if you're not in the top 200 of comic books, you're in cancellation territory, and it's not a surprise.
Right. And I don't mean to cut you off, but what was the causation of that dwindling?
I guess the
Was it the
story wasn't
story
good
beat
and the
bad?
customers,
Yeah,
that's obviously it. Creatively,
yeah,
people were
but
not resonating, and it went
yeah,
from a
and but
high selling to low selling, mid
mhm.
selling, and then it went phased out. You're
And it
right.
just went right. So that's
Story.
and that's what I'm getting at. No matter what, if you don't have nothing that holds an audience,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's money, but it's money because of
Okay.
what? The story.
Okay. Okay, but the base of a Spider-Man, the fan base, like
Hmm.
no matter how low a Spider-Man gets, they're selling 50,000 units. No matter
Yeah,
how
because
low a
the base is
Daredevil,
huge. Yeah.
no matter how low a Daredevil gets, they're selling enough units to warrant not canceling. Black
There.
Panther and Storm don't have that.
No, I'm letting you finish. Go ahead.
Black
I'm
Panther
just
and
making a
Storm,
face.
okay, they don't have that opportunity to fail. They don't have that fan base, which is, listen, we can do poorly, but we'll never lose so many audience that it'll be less than 12,000 units being sold. They don't have that chance. Everything's got to be hitting. There's no room for failure or for people checking out because they didn't like the trans character or whatever reason they chose not to keep
I
reading.
agree. No, I agree with that.
And I was supporting that. I was buying 2 comic books of Black Panther
Mm,
each and every time I'm here with my reviews. Look, I'm supporting, guys. We got to support it. Don't worry about if you don't like it, if it's slow or if they waste pages.
but we can have that conversation later. Your basis, like your basis is sound. I'm not saying your basis is. You know what I'm saying? Saying when it comes to buying a comic to try to keep it afloat. Yes, you want to support Black Panther to keep it afloat, that's cool. But you can also go and support these other people too. Because you go out and buy 2 comics of Black Panther. If you're the only 2 who's buying it, who cares?
But that's not the case. It's that way with those bums. Like the viable writer and the viable creator, the non-viable writer, the non-viable creators.
Uh,
They're the ones doing the non-viable characters, and I'm supposed to go and support Powerman
who,
Timeless?
who says they're not? They're only not viable because of the thinking that they're not viable. Like if Power Man Timeless has a better story than Black Panther, I'm gonna go get Power Man any day of the week. I'm buying comics and reading the comics to be entertained.
I'm
If
happy
if
for
it's comics
you.
on the if it's comics on the shelf, let's take money out of it. If it's because first of all, before somebody buys something, they are, you know what I'm saying, they want a test drive, or want a preview or whatever. So if you at a comic shop and you can skim through and, you know what I'm saying, kind of make a basis of what this comic is about, and you put Power Man and you put Black Panther side by side, and you look at the stories, some people gonna be like, but it's Black Panther though. So you buying Black Panther off of pity? Why? If it's bad product, my thing is I don't support bad product. If the product is bad, I don't support it. Black Panther right now is bad product, right? And we can hoop and holler and scream and say, hey, let's go, hey, buy 2, buy 3. You know, Storm is good product. Storm is a good story. It's a good read. Black Panther, not so much. So if I'm saying let me divert my monies over here to Power Man, and I agree with, I forgot what he said. I think they should have just called him Luke Cage. I agree with that. Is that somebody talking?
Sorry, I hit the mic. Well, who said
Oh,
it? Um, Calling him Power Man ain't gonna help. People know him as Luke
it's
Cage
Luke Cage.
again
Mm-hmm.
with the mismanaged branding. He's not even the real one. He's not the 616 version.
But as far as branding goes, I totally understand and agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Black Panthers, it was trash. It was horrible. It was a bad story, man. It was bad. It was bad. And even if Black Panther Ultimate is bad, it's bad. So I'm not supporting bad product.
All right. Here's how you're different.
Mm-hmm.
You're the odd guy out. You don't resonate. Look, Gail Simone, she comes on a book. Oh, there's a Gail Simone fan base. We're gonna come. She has how
Mm-hmm.
many Twitter followers? Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzing are on a book. What are who care? Like what book has they ever sold?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Aaron's on a book. Jonathan
Yeah.
Hickman. So there's a fan base that comes with creators, and it never happens with these black comic book characters. And so I'm not going to be convinced to join and to start purchasing a Power Man Timeless when you put a nothing creator on it and expect that it'll be selling after 5 issues. This reason is only planned to go 5 issues. It's because Not because of the story, because they know that if they went to 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, it would be cancellation territory and we'd be losing money.
Or the contract is just for 4 issues.
Sure.
I mean, come on, man. Like that's like you get a. It's some people who work in studio. Look at what's my man? He old as hell. He been working over there Warner Brothers for the longest. He got like one of the longest Warner Brothers. Clint Eastwood. He been doing pictures over there with Warner Brothers for the longest. Right? You can come in and get a 2 picture deal, or you can come in and get a goddamn lifetime picture deal. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Regardless, you know what I'm saying, with your cash. If you chill, I'm sorry, you come in as a new creator or a creator who's just now trying to get your foot in the door, you're getting 4 issues, buddy.
Yep.
Now, if those 4 issues go wild, go crazy, we can renegotiate your contract. And if you say, hey, let me keep this story going, I'm pretty sure Marvel or whoever, DC, IDW,
True.
Image,
You're right.
they would say.
True. That's right. How does that help the character? Yes, that's
What
how
you
you
mean,
get started in the industry. That is how everyone gets started. Now, how does that help me believe that Luke Cage is being pushed and this is can't miss? And because that's not where I am. I don't go to see
I didn't know. I think we're having 2 conversations. I'm just talking about as far as the 4 issue, because they're not the Luke Cage isn't the only people getting 4 issues. It's a lot of 4 issue books on other characters too, right? It's a lot of 4 issue miniseries that just pop up out of the blue, and you be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Now Scarlet Witch has an ongoing right now. I don't agree with it. I think the story is horrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's the best. I think she's had some good stuff, but it's been more misses than hits for me when it comes to that Scarlet Witch book.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't put no money in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of good stories. I don't if Jason Aaron, if it's fucking Chris Claremont could come in and write some bullshit, right?
You're right, but
come in
but
and
the
go straight
audience,
Craig.
but the comic would sell because Chris Claremont is doing Black Panther. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But for how long? So let's say they give Chris Claremont this ongoing, right? They say you got an ongoing with Black Panther. The
He can
first 4
still
issues do. Hold on. First 4 issues do numbers, right? Or let me put it. Yeah, the first 4 issues do numbers,
they
and
will.
then they just start dwindling and going down and going down and going down because the story is bad
The opportunity to fail because the story is bad exists for all creators,
for
but
all creators.
the base, the fan base, the automatic purchases, just because Chris Claremont is attached to it, I believe, even with a bad story, which we hope wouldn't happen, we don't expect to happen, even with a poor story, wasting pages, he would still get past issue 10 with his audience.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think
You
so.
don't think you think 12,000 people would check out of a Chris Claremont Black Panther
Yeah,
story?
I do.
I think he has so much that people would
I
say,
do.
no, hold on, let's just stick in there. This is Claremont. There's a long game
No,
here.
I do.
I think he's that powerful, but I still agree with you that a bad story will have, even when Claremont is doing it, even when Hickman doing it, a bad story will make people lose interest. And people are
The
racist.
thing is, if the company don't push the button on the creator, nothing goes forward. I can come in and write the best story in the world. It can jump, and Marvel still be like, no. Right?
Okay, when has it happened when a nobody did a comic book and we went, oh my
Somebody was
god?
always a nobody. So Chris Claremont was a nobody until he wasn't.
That's a good point. All right. When's the last time a nobody elevated a character in Marvel? Everyone was a nobody at one point, but when did a small name actor or a small name writer, small name artist make you go, oh, you got to pick up so and so?
Probably Brian Michael Bendis.
And but which character was it? Was it Luke Cage? What do you mean?
First time I heard of Brian Michael Bendis was Miles Morales. I want to say.
He's been doing the Ultimate Spider-Man since like 02. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Ultimate Spider-Man.
You heard about him in 02.
Yeah, that was my first time. And the reason I say Miles Morales is because Peter Parker was already established. But once it became Miles Morales' story, everybody, gravitated to Miles Morales. And that's when, because I didn't necessarily like the Ultimate Spider-Man story. I just didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like how I guess it was the art. Big ass fucking head and all the shit, just the way they were drawing him. I just didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, this dude, Brian Michael Bendis, is on, and I think he actually came from Superman. I want to say either he came from Superman or he went to. It's real hazy back. Trying to think about it
He
back
went
then.
to Superman in 2018, but when he did Miles, he invented that character when he was already a name in 2011.
No, he invented him in during the Ultimate Spider-Man book.
It was correct, but the Ultimate
Yeah.
Spider-Man book was going for like 8 years before
No,
Miles
I
was
agree.
created.
I'm just. You said name somebody who was a nobody who became somebody.
No, name a time where a nobody made a comic book character like main or A-lister. Like when's that happen? So I'm asking about the character, not so much the creator.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't so you saying Miles wouldn't work? Why? Because he was working on Ultimate Spider-Man, who was already a name. Like you could have
I'm
went and worked
telling
on
you, I'm
Spider-Man, and it
telling
would have
you,
sold.
I'm telling you, Miles became a thing thanks to Bendis. Now name a character
Yes,
who
that's what I'm
became a
saying.
agreed. Now name a character who became a thing, but he had a small or she had a small named writer. That doesn't happen.
Bendis wasn't a big writer.
By 2011, when Miles was created, he was a big writer, so it doesn't count.
Okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying since he was already on the Spider-Man book that he made his bones. That's what you're trying to say. He made his
Yeah,
bones
his
already.
stock raised. Miles Morales
Okay.
already had
I
an
give you that.
automatic monthly comic book customer
Uh,
base, and we weren't going to leave. You're not going to figure it out because it hasn't happened.
no, I got you. Venom,
Jed McKay.
Tommy Farley.
Okay. Just similar to when you mentioned Black Panther in the 60s, Todd McFarlane.
Come on now, you got to give it that. You got to give me that.
Yeah, I'll give you Deadpool. I'll give you that.
Rob Liefeld. Nah, Rob Liefeld had been doing X Force for a while, or New Mutants for a while before he introduced Deadpool.
All right. So
That's the same as Brian Michael Bendis.
my comeback my
McFarlane was
comeback
jumping from like the Hulk. He jumped to the X-Men. McFarlane was like go everywhere type of guy.
But I think that's a lot to be a guy who goes to the X-Men and does the Hulk, and then you make Venom a thing. Like I don't think you're a nobody completely, but you do. It's fine. I also
Mm-hmm.
think it was a different time where you had so few characters. It's also a white character, which helps. Well, it's a goop technically. It's as black as it gets, actually. Now that I think of it.
No, I'm with you, but that goes back to my thing about making a moment. So you have to, as a creator, you got to figure out how to get through all this fucking track, because you got to think how many back then. It was only so many ongoings. Now it's fucking this many series, that many series, this ongoing, that go. It's just a lot of trash you gotta get through to even get to your customer base anyway, right? So you gotta figure out how can I be uh, uh, a polarized. How can I make a polarizing story to make people both hate it and love it at the same time? You see what I'm saying? You have to do that. If you can't, as a creator, create that moment, then whatever you create is just gonna get lost in the sauce anyway. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. You have comics already being a dying industry. Comic books is a dying industry. And the thing is, they're doing it themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They don't want to reinvent on how to get comics out to people and things of that nature. So they're already hurting themselves just in general, right?
Yeah.
There's that, which means they've cut the customer base is cut in half, if not by 2/3, right? So now out of that third of a customer base that I got, they only know X-Men, right? They only know Avengers. They only know Batman. They only know these big name books or these big name characters. So
And that's
that's
why
what they're
it's
gonna
different
have.
from the 90s.
That's what's that?
And that's why it's different from the 90s with your Todd McFarlane example for making
No,
Venom.
it is. It is. I was agreeing with you with that. That's my whole statement is agreeing with you on that. I'm just saying you got to find a way to push through. If you don't know how to push through, then I'm sorry. It ain't nothing really I can say as far as uh you know what to do. Like we brought up Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel, reason why it was so good, it was polarized. It was something that was fresh. It was brand new, and it had a dope story. It made sense. It made you rethink and relook at some stuff, right? Um, Even when they did that with Adam, not Adam, I was about to say Adam Bashir. When they did that with what did the Black Captain America, when they came out with that story, you know what I'm saying? That was a polarizing story. You know what I'm saying? And it was so polarized it made that character stick around. What did it get
Whoa,
ongoing? No, but it made that.
Isaiah Bradley stuck around. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He stuck around. He's been in books. Now he hasn't been in books like fighting crime, but he's been in books. He's been brought up. They did the whole go to his house. All the black superheroes went to his house for the fucking barbecue shit. They've done that twice now. I want to say twice, maybe 3 times. Like he's what I mean by he's a character now in the universe. He's not just a one and done. We don't never see him again. Look, do you know who he was Ravage? You ever heard of Ravage?
No.
Never heard of Ravage. Ravage was something that Marvel was probably trying to get over back in the day, back in the 90s. Ravage had a regular comic, then there was Ravage 2099. Ravage was like this thing, you know what I'm saying? And they were just trying to make it work, trying to make it work. And they put a lot of money into it, and now Ravage is where? Nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
It's a white character who turns into the Hulk, Ravage. Is that it?
I don't remember him turning into the Hulk.
Well, I see pictures of him being green, so that's what I see.
Anyway, that was the thing. Sleepwalker. They put a lot of money into Sleepwalker, but so it's how this business wants to make certain characters viable. Deathlock back in the 90s was a real big thing, right? Which a black man was writing at that time and made him. He was the reason why they brought Deathlock online because they couldn't get the rights to RoboCop. So they said, well, we'll remake Deathlock and make him our own RoboCop. That's exactly what they did, and they used the black man to do it. But it's all about pushing the button. If that company does not want to push the button on anything, it won't go 10 issues. If I only want 4 because it's my money is viable at 4, then my money is viable at 4. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Batman sells, Spider-Man sells, Superman sells. I know that that's what it is. Maybe Black Panther should only do miniseries. Maybe they only should do 4-issue comics. Maybe I should get the best 4-issue story from Black Panther, sit, wait, do another 4-issue. Because maybe that's just how it is nowadays.
This is the industry, and it's not how it is nowadays. Amazing Spider-Man, he gets I'm looking at ongoing series. If you can read that. Ongoing series, the ones that are active. Look at the ilk of these characters. Avengers, Daredevil, Deadpool, Fantastic Four, Immortal Thor, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man. If you are a character of worth, the industry standard is that you get an ongoing series.
Okay, so stop right there. These are all ongoings, right? You think Nyx is a character is a group of it's got an ongoing? By your logic, these are all people that Marvel deems is viable. Is they deserve an ongoing? Now, why does Nyx deserve an ongoing?
Sometimes because it's an X-Men title.
Because it's an you sure?
Yeah. Sometimes Marvel will take a chance and create an ongoing series with not an A-lister. But the point isn't that. The point is that you would most certainly always have an ongoing series if you're an A-lister. Yeah, sure. Everyone. You reading Mike?
Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah. Folks crammed them down the throats until we submit, kind of like trying to get Sasha over as someone who doesn't.
Hey, somebody send me a super chat just so no one needs to send me a super chat. Hey, thank you for that money. Money. You spawned that.
But I mean,
so these are
that's a good thing.
These are the top tier comic book creators. This is what they get. And even mid tier, like Scarlet Witch isn't top tier, but someone like Spectacular Spider-Man, he's got 2 ongoing series. Dan Slott would rather do Spider-Boy than he would rather do Black Panther. Storm has an ongoing. Uncanny X-Men, that's of course will always happen. And Wolverine always has an ongoing series. But sometimes they take a chance and they'll give X Factor an ongoing series. And it depends on sales if it gets canceled. I'm saying that's what it looks like. The industry standard is the quote viable characters. they're ongoing worthy. That's undeniable. And
No, that's not. You're right, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is maybe what's going on right now is you're seeing things change to where it's like music. Music songs used to be 4 minutes long, three verses and two hooks, and maybe a bridge or something like that. They used to be between 3 to 4 minutes long. Songs
yeah,
now are shorter, right? So because they see I can flip. If I know that if looking at the stats, if I know that I drop a number one, and by the time 4 issues in, it starts dwindling. It don't matter who the writer is. If it starts dwindling, hey, 4 issues is the max that we need to start doing, regardless of the creator, right?
that's true.
Then,
That's what they did.
then that's what they're going to probably start doing. So yeah, those what I want to call them characters like a Wolverine, X Men. You know what I'm saying? Those the holy of holies characters, whether it's what I'm saying, out of the big two, the holy holies, they're gonna have their ongoing because
Where's
their
Black
fan
Panther?
bases, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Where's Black Panther's ongoing? Where's the holy of the holy? He's not there.
But why isn't he there?
Well, let's look at the writers of these books. Who's writing X-Men? Who's writing that would be the answer is Jed McKay, the same guy who writes his Avengers, the same
Hmm.
guy who's been in, around for a while. He's not the biggest name, but he's been around. Who's writing Gail Simone? She's writing the Uncanny X-Men.
She's not the biggest of the biggest names.
You're right. She's not Hickman. You're right.
They're basically giving her this. I don't want to sound and use the DEI type shit, but this is kind of like a DEI type situation when it comes to her. I hate to say it.
She's still bigger than Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, or whoever they put on Ironheart next month. Like, she's still bigger than those names.
Because her previous book was what?
I don't know.
That's bad. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know her previous book. I can't remember. I don't know why I want to say it. It wasn't Photon. It was it was an X-Men book.
Okay.
It was
Well, she was in X-Men 700, 800, I think. She was in there for 1 page, 2 page thing.
what was that book? I think it was that was Vida Ayala. That's what I'm
Pull it
thinking.
up. What's the point, though? No matter, like, it's a small name book. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I just think the marketing supports miniseries. I just think the marketing supports miniseries as far as to garner the most money I can from a book. A miniseries, hands down, works. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think if they thought the way of manga, I think things would go better. Like, let me do an arc, right? Let me do this arc. Boom, I get this arc out of the way. We work on it the best. We tell this story with this arc, and we're good. Then we can come back, do another arc, and come back. But Marvel, this is the bad thing about Marvel. It's a lot of fluff in between good stories. So yeah, you're like, the shit didn't make it past 15. Well, for the past 4 or 5 books, it's been fluff. You know what I'm saying? It's been trash. It's been not a good storyteller. It's not cohesive. It's not a good story. The main artist might have took 2 issues off, and they brought in Joe Smuckatelli to draw a couple pages. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you can't do that. You can't do that. So get your creators, right? Have them work on those 4 issues. Make those the best 4 issues possible. Tell that story. You tell that story, it makes the money. You can stop for a second. Hey, we come back with the next 4 issues. Maybe that's the new ongoing. You see what I'm saying? Instead of making it,
But it's not. They're not doing that for other characters, so it's not the new ongoing.
no, that's like you're thinking Black Panther is the Jay-Z is in that tier of Batman and Superman, Spider-Man. He's not.
I know he's not. I'd say
He's
that,
not.
but I'm saying the way they're not doing him like that on purpose. Like, he's not there. Yes, I think we both agree he's not there.
Right. So I think you're missing what I'm saying. Since he's not there, the best way to get the best representation out of him is that, not an ongoing. Because you keep saying it fails. Okay, if it's failing, let's try something new. Let's try something new.
I think you're saying what I'm saying now. If something fails, try something new. So
which is
if
the four
creating a
issues.
if creating a black character in a 4 issue limited series like Ghostlight Silver Surfer or like Powerman Timeless, that's gonna fail because we've been trying it over and over again. Let's try something new. This is from the same recipe of last year of Ghostlight Silver Surfer. He's a character who you kind of heard of from the past. Now we're gonna give him 5 issues, or in Silver Surfer Ghostlight, it was 4 issues. We're gonna try something new. We're gonna put no name, small name creators on him, and
Okay,
we'll see. Not small name, but at least
I'm,
better
I,
than what
I I hear
Ghostlight would
you.
have done.
Yeah,
So they're not trying something new with him. They're just doing the same old rigmarole. And I know it's directionless, and he's going to end up not existing in the universe afterwards. And he's not even the real Luke Cage, anyways. So we're not advancing anybody.
but those books that's always been the case with Marvel. When did you start reading comics? Sis?
You agree? Then you agree. You
No,
just
I
said that's
don't.
always been the case. So then you agree.
No, meaning they've always done stories like this.
But
It's
are they
always
trying the
gonna be.
same thing with expecting a different result? Are they trying the same thing, expecting a different result when they do Power Man Timeless?
No, they know what result they're gonna get.
But they're trying the same thing,
Like,
expecting a different result.
no, they're not. They know what the result of this 4 issues is gonna be. That's what I'm saying. The stats, the numbers are there
Yeah.
to know what to do with Power Man. They know what Luke Cage is gonna sell. They know what it's gonna do. So 4 issues, I get the most out of this character. Boom, we done.
That's why it's not an honest effort to uplift the character, and it's directionless, and why
No,
I'm not purchasing.
you wanted to be ongoing. So if they came out and just went ongoing, right? Hold on, wait. They
It
went
doesn't have
ongoing,
it doesn't
and
have to be an ongoing. It could be a 4 limited series of Luke Cage, but by the creators that they put on, by the storylines Luke Cage was a part of in the past, I could go, wait, they're pushing Luke Cage. I know it's only 4 issues, but I think I gotta support this because I know that if I support this, it could lead to being ongoing status of Luke Cage. I can be shown that, and they're not showing me that. Yeah, this doesn't have to be the ongoing series, but if they were doing a real legitimate push, if he was the mayor of Luke Cage, featured in Amazing Spider-Man almost every week, and I know,
okay, I get what you're saying because it's not the Luke Cage of the 616. That's what you're trying to say.
well, that's one of the many reasons, but yes, I am saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I feel you on that. I don't necessarily agree, but okay, I can see a little bit of that. But to me, they've always when they did when Age of Apocalypse came out back in the day, right? That shit blew. Well, I know when I was reading, I was like, the fuck, Wolverine. I can't remember what issue it was. I want to say it was like Wolverine issue 70. Was it 76? It might have been something later than that, but. He pops the claw. Did he pop the claw through Sabretooth's head? I don't know, but it just Wolverine ended. That was the end of Wolverine, and then we came back. It was Weapon X. It was a whole new other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. And all the homies who was reading comics with me was like, man, what the fuck is going on? Age of Pop, what is this shit? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And it threw us all off. Now with that logic, we should have just stopped because it's not Wolverine. It's not
Well,
X-Men. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like we
no, but that's
would
what
have
I would
missed
have
out.
said. That's
That's
definitely what I would have said. I would have said, "What? Why am I paying money for a Wolverine comic? And this is some
right.
inconsequential
So
Elseworld
we would
story."
have missed out on possibly the greatest, one of the greatest X-Men stories this side of the Mississippi.
Sure. In the conversation of storytelling and enjoyment, right? In the conversation of advancing an IP of a melanated character, that example you gave me doesn't really mean anything at all.
It does if that character, if Black Panther had an ongoing and it stopped, and then they gave you an alternate version of Black Panther that had something to do with the story, you just didn't know yet because you're not privy to the end game, right? You
Oh,
stop, you stop, and you don't know what the fuck going on. You just start reading and say, well, this isn't fucking Black Panther. What the fuck is this? Now, after they tell their whole story and you done missed out on it, and then it comes back and it's back to being Black Panther, back to status, like you said, back to status quo, you just missed the whole chunk because even when it goes back to status quo, they go. Matter of fact, prime example, right? When they did the intergalactic story of Wakanda.
I checked out.
I know. Me too. Me too. Right? But that ended up being part of his story, did it not? Is that not a part of his story now?
It did.
It did. That's what I'm getting at. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't don't say because something is different or it's not the actual version of because it seems alternative. If we don't know the end game now, timeless. I don't know. I don't necessarily know the end game, but I do kind of agree with you. I don't think that version of Luke Cage is going to be flying around doing shit in the 616 proper. I'm with you. I agree. But I was a big fan of the Exiles comic, which had a smorgasbord of motherfucking characters from this universe, that universe, all thrown in to do a dope ass story, a real multiversal story. You know what I'm saying? Which was good. I brought up Age of Apocalypse. It's a couple storylines. The old man Logan storyline. So I'm not supposed to read Old Man Logan because it wasn't Wolverine 616. And I know it's not melanated. I'm just bringing up these examples. We don't have a lot of melanated characters that get that treatment. But if it got that treatment, I'm supposed to stop reading it. I'm supposed to not put money into it. And then when it don't come back because I didn't put money into it, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Why y'all won't give me Black Panther? Well, we gave you Black Panther, but you didn't want to put the fucking money into it.
Well, I do buy the Ultimate Black Panther, which is on my pull list. It's an alternate version. It is of an alternate T'Challa, but I feel like it's must. You got to see it. Old Man Logan is a good example, says SL. Do you know who SL is? I never seen this guy before. Look at him.
Nah, no, but salute to him.
Nah, no salute to him. Look at him, bum ass picture. Old Man Logan. That's a good example. Nobody asked.
Good example, man. Come on now.
Thank you, SL. Where else am I? I think should I like rebuttal it? The Old Man Logan thing?
If you got to rebuttal.
Yeah, but it's a white character. It's a white character. He's already established. Wolverine will be fine if Old Man Logan sold well or if it didn't sell well. It's not about this has success.
Right. I feel the same way with Black Panther. I think Black Panther will be fine if he don't sell or he does sell because that's a character that they're going to use regardless. Every year, his name will be brought up in boardrooms on what are we going to do with Black Panther every year, no matter what.
First name, but not the last name either. He'll be brought
right. Up. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's going to be part of the protocol regardless because he might not sell as much as X-Men and stuff, but he's a beloved character. He's there. He's a foundational character.
Okay.
He's been there. He's been on damn near every team, but the X-Men, right? He's been on damn near every team. He's been an Avenger. He's been in Fantastic Four. What hasn't he done? He's a foundational character. So he's gonna get the love, he's gonna get the play, whether it's an ongoing or a miniseries, he's gonna get the light of day. Money gonna be thrown his way. You see what I'm saying?
But I would like for his light and his shine of the day, and I would like for his order in sequence of what names, what are we doing with Spider-Man? What are we doing with the X-Men? What are we doing with the Avengers next? How about Captain America? What's our plot with Iron Man? I want for people to say Black Panther, higher, like earlier in that meeting, and that's why I want to do like mattering.
He's always gonna be number 10.
I want him number 9, and then I want him number 8.
He won't get there because you got to go through 4 X books. You got to go through 3 Spider books. You got to go through 4 Avengers books, and they all do numbers.
So let's get Black Panther to do those numbers to be a significant force in Marvel, or a more significant force in Marvel.
I'm fine. I don't want to push Black Panther just to cut off Luke Cage, though. That's not my thinking. My thinking is not. I can do both. I can support Luke and I can support T'Challa. I can support Misty Knight and I can support Shuri. I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do both. Now, I can look at both and say, okay, I see that one might not, just by reading the story. You muted.
You can say, yeah, historically, Misty Knight never was really pushed, so I'm not going to be bought and sold on, they care about Misty Knight now. Bro, they don't care about this character. There's 11 characters I can think of higher profile than Misty Knight who are black, so why am I going to back this post? Why don't I back the most viable candidates, the strongest candidates to fulfill my representation?
I don't like that.
Well, I only have a finite amount of dollars, and I know they only have a finite amount of time and a finite amount of comics that they're going to release a month, maybe 60 or 70. And Just this Misty Knight, the short term uplifting her and advancing her from the 84th most popular Marvel character to the 69th most
Let me,
popular
but
character
okay, now let me ask you this.
isn't the benefits of representation I'm looking for. I'm looking for representation at the top here.
I
And
feel
there's
you.
a
I
reason I
feel
pulled
you,
up the
brother.
screen. The reason I pulled up the screen
Uh huh.
is because this in order is how much they value the characters. Every one of these pictures, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, Reed Richards, Captain America, we know that they're the top characters in Marvel, roughly. Okay, I know you disagree. I see you shaking your head, but roughly they're up. Even that? Wow. Okay. The next
No,
run
no,
down.
I'm just still saying because that if we're going by that top row, no. But
Okay.
go ahead.
Let's say that you can adjust everyone by one row, like give or take one row. Like everyone's not perfect, but we can see the thought and the creatives that they put in front of Daredevil and then the Fantastic Four. We can see the level of reverence and appearances Storm and Beast get. Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
Rogue, and Doctor Strange. Rogue is a higher profile than her husband is for a reason. Like this is the ilk of Marvel. When we start getting to Hawkeye at the bottom, She-Hulk at the bottom, and Scarlet Witch and Punisher, and we're like, you're not the franchise players. You're not the ones flag bearers, but you're still a character who they may think about. They might do an event or feature you and stuff like that. There
Mm-hmm.
is levels to this. If you're not even featured here on this list, which is subjective and I created, if you're not even one of these characters, don't
Okay.
expect me to start trying to support you. I don't see Falcon here. I don't see Photon, Monica Rambeau here. There was a time where I would have bought every single Photon and every single Falcon book. I'm like, you guys don't care about that. I'm gonna support Storm and Black Panther because they elevating them one spot higher is more important than elevating 10 spots higher some character who's on number 50. Your number 50 black character or your number 100 black character who you seem to love. Where does Luke Cage rank? Top 30, top 40? Getting him from 40 to 30 is less important to me than getting Black Panther from 16 to 13. Like I'd rather advance them closer to the top where they're way more meaningful. And that's why I can't look at a comic book like Powerman Timeless, which like got the picture right here. Powerman Timeless isn't what I'm looking for. Like it's not something that I'm trying to go and say, oh, I'm going to give this my money. Instead, I would rather purchase the Storm comic book coming up, guys. Everyone that's in stock, that's in shop right now, it's an ongoing series. The only reason this won't go to issue number 50 is you. The writer already told us he plans to go 30 issues, he said. And
Mm-hmm.
we can support this character who's in a pivotal position to enact the benefits of representation we are asking for, and she could be a mainstay. And if this goes on going and it comes to an end, they're probably going to say, hey, remember in 2025 we had the Storm comic and just couldn't stop because people keep trying to buy it. We're going to do a black character again. Are we going to do like some random bum for 4 issues? No, we're going to do Storm.
Storm, right, but Storm is not going anywhere. That's the end of the day. Storm ain't going nowhere regardless.
That's what I'm saying.
So even what I'm saying is even with or without your support, Storm is gonna get the button pushed on her.
No, Storm is going to be featured on team books. Don't say it's the same thing.
She's gonna get the button pushed on her.
Nah,
She's
it's not
gonna
the
get the
same
button
button.
pushed.
It's not the same button.
It is, but okay, they do it ongoing. So it's represented with the ongoing, or it's represented in a team book, or what? You're saying ongoing with Storm, right? Is good representation. I agree, but so is Storm being represented in across fucking 5 X-Men books. Who has more eyes? And Storm is the leader on every X. Like with Storm's mystique elevated with this Krakoa era run because they went out of their way to make Storm a focal point with everything.
Al Ewing did that. The
How
pro
much the
inclusion.
power? Al Ewing or not, whoever the powers that be went out of their way to make Storm the focal point. I'm just using the powers that be because I don't know. Okay, cool. Salute to him. The powers that be went out of their way to make Storm the focal point. That's it.
It's a different editor now. Jordan D. White is out. Tom Brevoort is now the X-Men editor. So I don't want to say powers that be for that reason. That's the only reason why.
Well, no, because if Tom Brevoort come in and veto that, and now Storm is no longer, you know what I'm saying? It's the powers that be.
Like he did with Sync, like he did with Everett Thomas. He just vetoed that character. Oh, there's no viable black males. What?
No, he didn't, because he just showed him. He showed up and he's in an ongoing book.
Is he in Nyx?
Yeah.
Is Nyx Uncanny X-Men or X-Men?
No, it's Knicks. That's why I said it. You wanted to bring up ongoing books. I'm like, you think Knicks deserves an ongoing book, but it has one, and now it has the potential to either do good or not. Right?
It's gonna
Once
be
it's,
canceled. You agree?
I mean,
Well,
probably
wait.
most
We're back to
textbooks get.
Storm. See, that's the thing with me and you. We'll argue about freaking Storm, and then we'll get to Sync, and then we'll get to Knicks, and then we'll get to the editors. Let's get back to the original point, though. I'm sorry for doing that. We just tangent for no reason.
Now, what you? Well, okay, get back to what? What you say?
You said that the powers that be, and I
Mm-hmm.
kept on interrupting you. Well, the powers that be are different, but you said that the powers that be are supporting Storm, so Storm will be fine anyways. And I was gonna say that, yeah, but look, Wolverine is on all those team books, and he gets the ongoing all the time, where he gets to be the lead character. So that's a
Right.
different level.
Right. I know you want equality, but I'm just being real. Storm is not gonna get the Wolverine treatment.
I'm gonna end the stream right there. I know you want equality, but I'm just being real. Storm is not gonna get the
Storm is
Wolverine
not gonna
treatment.
get that. Neither is Black. You know what? Black Panther could get that, but they gotta run him across army. Storm is, I take that back. Storm could get that. Storm is more popular than Black Panther. Storm could get that. But this is how they're doing it, right? Storm is on the Avengers now. She's still showing up in X books. She's everywhere. So she's getting up. She's not getting it the way that you probably would want her to get that treatment. She's getting the treatment.
It is what I want. I just would like a higher profile writer on her. But yeah, this is what I want.
She's getting that treatment. The Black Panther's getting it to a degree, but he's not as popular as Storm. Out in the initially. Now he is. He even had his movie. You know what I'm saying? But Storm has always been popular. Storm been popular since probably inception. Since she came, you know what I'm saying? She had. You made it when you got a roller coaster named after you. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Yeah. Storm is what she is. So kind of to wrap it up and put a bow on it. Yes, you can support Timeless. You make good, valid points about Timeless. You can go if you're a fan of said character, you can go support Timeless. I got a little money to blow, so I can go and do some things. You know what I mean?
Different. Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Well, since you got money, buy 2 issues of Storm, but get the variant cover and the regular cover.
You do. You take your money and you spend it how you want, and I can't tell you how to spend your money. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So. But as long as you support, and if you believe in Storm, then go support Storm, right? All I'm saying is, I just think that message of only support these two is a bad message. That's it. I'm not saying don't go support Storm, but only supporting these two, I think is bad. Because nobody only supports Wolverine. Nobody only supports Spider-Man. They support every Spider-Man book. They support every X book. You know what I'm saying? If they're a fan of the ongoing surrounding characters, they're a fan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said about how Storm isn't Wolverine, Marvel, the CB Cebulski, and everyone who works at that company, white liberals, will do something for February, but their goal isn't to advance a black character the way that my agenda would be if I worked there.
No, the goal is to make money and be holding to the shareholders. Okay. At the end of the day,
Marquise Draper working at DC, he's an associate editor there. His goal is to make money and shareholders. His goal is also to uplift and advance. They don't have someone like that at Marvel.
Okay, I mean that's his own personal. Yeah, that's his own personal goal. Right, that's his own personal goal. But at the end of the day,
the reason I brought it up was to say that they will always look at black characters for their big events. They'll have someone be included in Secret Wars who's black, like Black Panther. Someone will be included in the big major events. And when they look for those characters, they'll look at Miles sometimes. They'll look at Storm and Black Panther. And then whoever that fourth guy is, maybe they're serious about Blade for a little bit. Maybe they're serious about Photon for a little bit. Luke Cage was the mayor, Devil's Reign. He was featured there. But it's always, a hot potato who that character is. They're content with just those 2 black characters, as has been demonstrated through a history of their comic book publishing.
No, they are. I agree with you. They 100% are content with Black Panther and Storm.
That is what.
To add to that, they're content because we put money behind Black Panther and Storm. We as readers, we like Black Panther and Storm. All I'm saying is, if we like what's his name, Ghost Searchlight or whatever. If we
Ghostlight.
like Ghostlight, if we put if for that whole however long that run is, if we went, if let's say we just picked one, right? If we just said we want to elevate Ghostlight, and we went ham on that book and just bought it, variants, whatever, all that shit, you will see Searchlight, whatever the fuck his name is, showing up in things, right? He won't necessarily get his own going right off the bat, but he'll start showing up over here. Oh shit. He'll show up just to, because they still want to see, was this a phenomenon or is this an actual viable character, right? So that's what I mean by, I'm not saying go out and just purchase every black, you know what I'm saying, Night Thrasher, Searchlight, Death Hawk, or whoever, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it. What I'm saying is, you can do, if you like Luke Cage, I like Luke Cage. So I'm going to go do Luke Cage and I'm going to go do Black Panther. Now, hopefully, all the Luke Cage fans show up for these books, and they show up and they show out for these books. Hopefully, I get the other side, too, to come in and show up and show out for these books. But I'm also realistic. I know that Luke Cage doesn't have the button pushed on him. You know what I'm saying? Or they're just tossing him out into the water to see. I know that there's no button
I've
pushed on him.
changed you. Yes, you're right, Blue. You're saying everything I'm saying.
No,
Yes.
no, you have not changed me.
Okay.
I'm still saying what I'm saying. I'm still saying I can support both. I say that from the top.
Right. When I see, thanks to Ghostlight, okay?
Ghostlight.
Thanks to him, and thanks to Monica's Photon book, and thanks to the failure of Ironheart and the cancellation of everyone, all right?
Mm-hmm.
This, by the way, guys, this is Ghostlight here, add to stage. You see it? That was a 5-issue limited series written by a nobody. His name was John Jennings. I don't hate this man. I wish him success, but he was not a name. The artist is Valentin Delandro, okay? That's who they got.
The story was bad. It wasn't a good story either, though. That's another thing.
Yeah. If you even
taking a chance on it, not to cut you off, Chill, but you take the chance on it. If it's not a good story, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
I think they wasted pages in the beginning focusing on his family. Like, get to the superhero part of it. Don't expect like, I just paid $4, right? For the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to hook me with just these kids who are irrelevant to Marvel, and I already don't care about this character who's like a minor character of Silver Surfer, who's Silver Surfer is like maybe B-list, C-list. And now you're making me think about the kids. Anyways, that's not the point. Well, it is the point because story can affect sales. You're right, but I've seen so much data and so much failures that when the next time they hit me with a 5-issue series, John Jennings is the writer of it. It's a black character. Care about him. I just roll my eyes. I go, dog. What changed? How is this going to be any different than the last one from Ghostlight Silver Surfer? It's going to be the same product, same outcome, and the same. You're going to ignore the character for years.
I get where you're coming from. You're saying I get where you're coming from. I just in being in watching how the industry turns over and does things, opportunity presents itself, and you just never know what's through that door. You really don't. I know saying, okay, we saw what he did over here. Y'all just giving him another pity book. I get it, but you just never know when the button is pushed. I don't know when that. They pushed the button on Miss Marvel, aka Captain Marvel. Like, they pushed the button on that character. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pushed the button. She was just like everywhere. They just made sure that you either gonna like her or you gonna hate her. But either way, she gonna be out here, right? So you're looking at it. I don't necessarily follow writers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of said characters, and hopefully that writer that comes in write this character well. You know what I mean? That's just how I've always been.
You don't have to be a fan of writers for that to be the reality that's how sales work when it comes to the writers and their fan bases and who attaches to the book is because of the writers.
And right, but if we're looking at it from a merit based system, which I'm hopefully that's what they're doing. Hopefully I don't know if they are or not, but hopefully that's what we would like to think that they're doing. If what was his name who did Greenlight?
John Jennings did Ghostlight.
John Jennings. If John Jennings got a project, and that project, if it reached said threshold that it was supposed to reach, it didn't do numbers, but it reached the threshold that it was supposed to do, he can come back and demand a higher quality book. Not saying that he's gonna go and get X-Men or whatever, but maybe he can get what would be like a C-list, B to C-list book?
Sorry to cut you off. I clicked on his name. His next book is Ironheart Bad Chemistry.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. You see what I mean? He's the next Danny Lore. He's the next. We'll shuffle you around, and then you're not gonna work here at this company for much longer. You're the black
I mean,
writer.
but maybe Marvel ain't his spot neither.
Okay, fine. That's
Maybe
possible.
Marvel ain't his spot.
But
Maybe this ain't his spot.
this is also the company who got Justina Ireland to write the Amazing Spider-Man comic book
Mm.
with a time limit on her cancellation. So they get to say we had a black writer of Amazing Spider-Man, first time in so many years. Is that? But she's not gonna be sticking around. And you planned her final comic book. You didn't even give her a chance to fail. That's what this comic book company is. They will hire the black faces and then get rid of them. Alex is in the chat and he's writing a lot. He wrote a whole lot, and I've been skipping them and not reading every single one of these. But you wrote I'm, and then you wrote I'm without the apostrophe, without the I. Like, why? What's wrong? Well, he's so active, you know.
He is. He's active.
I'm leaving Bluminati was just mean because he didn't know somebody's name. Oh snap!
What?
The headlight had a black writer and illustrator. Yeah, headlight. You're right. Headlight. So when I know the trajectory of this, and I know the DEI hire as you used earlier, I know what they think of John Jennings. You're the guy who we're going to use to do Ironheart. Why didn't they use him to do the Punisher or Daredevil, or where was the
I agree.
excitement?
I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if what the quota he has to meet or whatever. And like I said, being realistic, look, Marvel, all of these corporations, I don't look at them as beacons of truth, justice, and the American way. I just don't. They in it to make money, and they in it to probably make money with more pale skinned people than dark skinned people. You know what I'm saying? That's just America. I'm in America, dog. That shit is just commonplace. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by being realist. And like I said, going back to hopefully it's merit based. I know we're using John Jennings, but just somebody, whoever had a book that might have worked. Like I said, a lot of these, for one thing, black comic book writers are few and far in between anyway, right? We can agree on that, correct?
I agree.
Right.
I'm worried. I just agreed with you. Yes, we agree. They're few and far between compared to
so they're few and far. Yeah, compared to the white counterparts. White counterparts already have said job. They've already made said name, right? And probably a lot of times during that tenure that they were building up whatever reputation is, not saying that it wasn't a black writer in there, but I don't know how hard that black writer was going for said book. A lot of these black writers get in, and I don't even know if they want to do fucking X-Men or these books. I know old girl, what was it? The black girl who's handicapped and gay or whatever. Her whole thing was that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'm Marvel, I want to have her heading up my main book. Regardless, I hate to say it, a lot of, and I hate to say it, a lot of us, we get in and we want to self-insert, or we want to get, what I'm saying, get away from the superheroing story. Now, I don't think Jonah J. Jameson did that. What's his name? What's his
John
name?
Jennings.
John Jennings. I don't think he did that, but it wasn't the best story. Marvel probably should have cut that off at issue 2. To tell you the truth, they probably should be like, nah, we can't go. Because that first issue, nothing was in it, right? It was that first issue was just back and forth between something's coming. You know what I'm saying? It was Silver Surfer coming way from Quantum Zone Realm B1 Alpha. You know what I'm saying? That's it. There wasn't no action, no superhero, no nothing in that book. And I know it was trying to get to it to tell the story, but 5 issues, you got to get to it. And you got 5 issues. I hate to say it. Marvel said you got 5 issues. I need you to get to it. Doing the issue of the kids, this dude being he was underground. He was fucking dead or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and talking to himself, and the Silver Surfer flying from Universe 1. That's not a book I'm trying to read. So you got to get to it. You got to, and that goes back to making your moments. I got 5 issues to make a moment. He didn't make his moment.
I will never invest in a John Jennings book expecting a positive outcome again. I don't care. I might get Ironheart for the cover, if anything. But as far as advancing the character, I know damn well the position that they view Ironheart in. The only reason they have this comic is because the TV show is happening, and it's just like a synergy moment. Without the TV
I
show,
agree with that.
without this TV show, Ironheart doesn't happen.
No, I agree with that. But that's why I said I'm with the way I spend and the way I with the way I look at a book that I want to support or represent. Ironheart is not viable anyway. That was one of those characters that they just wanted to push, right? They just Bendis came in, he did it, just wanted to push it.
You
You
know,
know what I'm
Bendis
saying?
had the black daughters that he adopted, and he wanted
I
to have.
get it. I know.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's all right. Yeah,
I
that's
get it.
all.
I get
That
it.
was
I
it.
get it. So
When a
like
writer wants to do something because they're anti-racism, they can do it. And Al Ewing, the same thing. He can do it. Now,
it,
hire these guys to do Storm and Black Panther, or completely shut up about your diversity efforts and rotating who gets to be hot. I think that they're doing representation in numbers because it sounds right when they said, over the last decade, we hired 50 black writers. And I'm going to say, yeah, you were hot on Danny Lore. You were hot on Vita Ayala. You were hot on John Jennings. You were hot with Kevin Grievous. You probably used Christopher Priest for something, never giving him X-Men or the main books. I'm going to say that you're making it look like you're this inclusive company because of how many people you hired, but I'm not. I'm looking at what you're hiring them to do. You're just shuffling in these
and I like
newbies.
that too.
You're
I,
giving
I,
them
I like that.
opportunities. You're giving opportunities to
Yeah,
these new
I,
guys to
I like
create.
that. But that's why you have to call them on their book when companies, and this is relatively new, companies started just pandering to black. Right? You said the white liberal situation. A lot of them just started pandering to black or making. Look at all this, and I'm gonna just look at this whole thing of minority based pandering. Right? It started. I hate to say it. It started with Iceman. Would it start with Iceman? Yes, it started with Iceman. When they made Iceman gay, guess who did that?
Bendis.
Bendis. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these writers, they don't. That's. It's not for the betterment of said culture or anything. It's just to virtue signal, right? So I don't want business nowhere near fucking Storm or Black Panther because all you're gonna do is fuck them up because you think what black people want or what said minority want is this, right? So I don't want that motherfucker near there. Give me, well, not Jonah James or whatever his name is, but give me if I got Chill and I believe Chill is really invested in Storm, give me Chill all day long over fucking Bendis, right? Because I think Chill wants to see Storm work, not just to put some political or whatever the cream of the crop of the day is and turn so and so gay or do this, which you speak of foundation all day long. There was no foundation that Iceman was gay, right? They had Gene mind rape him and turn him gay. That's the craziest shit in the world. But they let that shit rock, right?
Yeah.
Self insert with fucking the Spider-Man, the crippled Spider-Man with the who swings with the fucking wheelchair on his back. What the fuck? Why am I reading a crippled Spider-Man? Like it's superheroes.
Because crippleds deserve to be seen, and we're
They
just
do.
gonna slap the Spider-Man mantle and identity on a cripple person, or a cripple on a person who's handicapped who operates on a wheelchair. And when we fuse these brands, we just created something good. How dare you be so
No, you
offended?
didn't. If okay,
No.
if I'm
And look, look. A person who's crippled deserves to be seen. I agree with it,
mhm.
and they deserve so much. They deserve not to just slap on the identity of another character. They deserve originality. They deserve their uniqueness.
There you
Professor
go.
Xavier is
Or
one.
Professor X. What's my girl from New Warriors?
Echo.
Well,
Silhouette.
Echo's another one. Silhouette. Uh, the Hulk. I think he's mentally crippled. I think he crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of things that you can go in right. It's a lot of things that you can or characters that you can use that's already out there. And that's what I don't be getting or understanding. If you want to put a twist on the Hulk, or silhouette, because you identify with what silhouette does. I walked, you know what I'm saying? I got multiple, because she got multiple sclerosis, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
If I remember correctly. And you come in and you got the same thing. This should be your time to shine. You know what I'm saying? North, who's the gay superhero on Alpha Flight? Is it North Star?
John Bouvier.
So you a gay character. I would go, because it's not like it's not gay characters in Marvel. I would say, which gay character can I write, or how can I bring North Star into the story that they've given me, so I can showcase this gay man and the representation.
I think it might just be the same formula for sexuality and disability and skin color. It's just really the same
Hmm.
thing. How to uplift. You provide originality. You give top tier creatives, and so sales happen, and you
Hmm.
try to get the best story. Maybe people should pitch a story. Hey, who wants to be the next X-Men writer? You have a big summit. What's your idea? What would you want to do? What would you want to do? Okay, his idea was better. Barbara
That'll be
Gordon.
dope. That'll be
Yeah,
dope.
maybe they do that. I just don't know, but maybe they don't. Barbara Gordon was disabled for a while, and they made her a more superior character after that happened.
They did. They did.
Yeah,
People. I think because of the story leading up to it, and then making her Oracle. But like Chill said, status quo wins every day. What's she doing right now?
is she back? She's not Oracle anymore. She's Batgirl now.
She's back. She's back being Barbara Gordon,
Oh, that's a mistake.
Batgirl. So
That's a
shit,
mistake.
just saying, you know.
Nightwing advanced for a reason, bro. Like you changed his name. And then maybe because there's another guy taking the Robin name. Maybe that helps. I don't know. They don't really
But
know
it's
how to
other
advance.
Batgirls. There's three other Batgirls out there. You got the Cassandra Cain Batgirl. You got uh shit. What's her name?
It's fine. I don't need to know their names. You just told me that there's 3 other Batgirls, and my mind is blown. DC, good luck with your guys' company, bro. Just give me more static. Give me more. What's the milestone book they got right now? What's it? The secretary.
Who?
Milestone has a book right now. Shadow Collective.
Oh yeah. Okay. What about it?
I forgot the name of it. Just give me more Shadow Collective, please, DC, and stop worrying about dumb stuff. So she went to Brazil with Bailey, and while Bailey was getting her BBL, Barbara got something on her spine that let her walk again. Bailey's in the basketball game, the Celebrity All Star game, so I'm happy for her. I know she's a basketball player. What she was before wrestling, so that's nice. With that said, we're out. Powerman Timeless is in stores now. Should you feel like supporting it, I'll agree with Blue one way. If this first issue, was pre-ordered out of the to the moon, it was second issue, third issue, and by the time they get to the fifth issue, they have 30,000 pre-orders for this Powerman Timeless. They're gonna go. We can continue making Powerman from this alternate universe, and they will continue making it if it has 30,000. I think I'm being realistic when I say that extra few thousand readers isn't showing up. By issue 5, they'll be in cancellation territory. There'll be roughly 15, 12,000 units being sold. Everything in my
I
heart and everything, yeah,
I'm with
everything
you.
tells
I
us
agree.
everything tells us that.
It's
So
you.
last,
You know. I got a perfect example of what it is. There's mixtape and EP artists, and then there's full album artists. Right, when it comes to music, like you got uh underground, and some of the underground music be some of the best shit in the world, and then you got mainstream artists. You know what I'm saying? You got those who, like I said, drop the mixtape. The 4 to 5 mini issue is the mixtape, and then you got those who actually get the money to do the full album. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And you can move up from the being the mixtape artist to getting your own big album and with features and all types of shit. But or sometimes you just are a mixtape artist, and I'm gonna get as much money from you as a mixtape artist as I can, and that's just how it is. I still support your mixtape because some of the mixtapes have the best fucking music on it.
Uchiha says Powerman Timeless 1 is mostly negative on League of Comics. Why? I thought it was a one
Mostly
shot.
negative.
Unfortunately, he's a lesser known hero. I know Power Man because of Netflix Luke Cage. Yeah, you're right. So he said it was mostly negative.
What is this? On what?
This website's called League of Comic Geeks. It's a useful website, but he said it's mostly negative. Where are the votes? Here we get 2 stars, 2 stars.
What are they saying?
Oh, you want to read it?
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
about
at
as
least
Moonriker says, this is about as dumb as I expected it to be. Sadly, this feels like a joke. Give me an actual Luke Cage comic next time, Marvel.
okay. I mean,
He sounds like me if I read it. Yeah, give me actual Luke Cage. Marvel releasing this on the same day as Ultimates 9 is just disrespectful. Give Mayor Luke Cage an actual decent series with a decent creative team, I beg. Yo, shout out to the comment section.
but hold on. But listen to what they're saying. They will support Luke. But reading this book is making them want to support Luke Cage, and that's all I'm saying. That book is making them say, you know what? I don't like this version of Luke Cage. Let me go get this. And they want Mayor Luke Cage. I like those comments. I'm with.
I want Mayor Luke Cage too. I want to know that his advancement in Devil's Reign to the mayor status, his appearances here and there, Thunderbolts, his appearances that they've been using him in, means that they get a top tier creator on Luke Cage. He's viable. He's been in Gang War. He's been featured here and there. And now is the time that they get Jason Aaron. Now is the time Luke Cage gets a Bendis. You come back, Bendis. You know you like Luke Cage. You're gonna write the Luke Cage series.
I don't.
And when that happens, I'm there. And since it hasn't happened, I'm not.
Okay. I mean, but at least, and the reason why I like those comments, but those are comments that are saying I will support this if you do this. I don't mind comments like.
I was told to reload the page, so I'll reload the page. And I'm going to keep reading. Just drive safes. Keep reading these things. Isn't like...
Hey, chill, I got to go.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, if he's got to go, I got to go too.
Yeah, I got to wrap it up. Listen.
Salute to Bluminati for joining me for this hour and the hour before. Subscribe.